Hello and welcome to a WoH firebird guide. Initially I didn't want to make a separate video just for WoH, but since I found a pretty decent role in WoH, I wanted to make a new guide for this. Let's go over the gear first. You have some options. Now if you had a second unity so you could do the bug on your merc, you would use a unity, another royal grandeur, and of course with a stone of Jordan. Now, since I don't have a second unity, I can use another item. That means I can use both Cinder Code and then also use Oracle's Power, because I have crafted some pretty good Oracle's items, especially my braces that are pretty much perfect almost there. I'm quite happy about these, so I'm using Oracle's now, because I don't have a unity, second unity. So for now, this is what I can do with my gear. Um, Yeah, that's basically just it for the gear. So anyways, if you have a second unity, use it. It's definitely better, but I don't have one, so I can use two off items, both shoulders and chest. You could also go with a mage feast. I like to just use my Templar, uh, get some crowd control items on this guy, especially Essence of Johann helps a little, and that's basically it for the Merc. Not much to say about this one. So I'll just quickly show my gear now. Now I haven't gotten around to re-roll this yet. I will do it at some point when I decide what I will like. I don't have a lot of cooldown reduction for this build actually. I should have some more, but for now it's okay. Then I'm just using firebirds. Now you want try to get both all resist and armor on the firebirds boots. For your offhand, you want vitality roll. If you don't want vitality roll, you should go with explosive blast at least. These should not have regenerate life. They should have armor instead. It's a little better if you ask me. This could have cooldown reduction as well. Instead of critical hit damage or crit chance, cooldown reduction and gloves are pretty good. You can use whatever build you like. I just like to string up ears for the melee reduction. Bracers, either strong arms or something else good, or crafted like oracles. Cinder Code or Firebird's Chest, whatever you like. I use Cinder Code mostly now uh, over Firebird Chest, because this one is pretty decent with the stats, and then I can also spam Blizzard easier, because I like to kind of spam Blizzard a lot. And then Oracle's Shoulders or Firebird Shoulders, whatever. The helmet, I don't think you can change this one. There's no option, so just use this one always. And then omelet, try to get some good stats on these. Now the problem with my gears, there's also sockets for legendary gems. I haven't gotten items that can have sockets yet, so I'm a bit behind on legendary gems, which is pretty bad. Anywho, let's do a little riff now to showcase the build. Now there's two ways to play this build. One where you use spectral blades and frostnova and kind of get up and close to the mobs, and this build here where you are, I wouldn't say you're exactly kiting, but you're not really at the mobs as well. You are kind of just running around, and then sometimes, well, not sometimes, quite often you will have your Wand of Woe doing damage as well. As you can see, it's pretty different ways to play this build, and I feel like this might be the best, at least for fast farming on Torment 6. If I was gonna play, say, Greater Rifts with Wand of Woe build, I think I would go with Frostnova and Spectral Blades actually. It just feels a little more safe than this build. I do use teleport with uh, pretty good success. Teleport helps a lot on this build here. Also to try and get closer to the mobs. So yeah, now you kind of gotten an idea about the build. Let's just finish up these last little mobs. Now, some general problems. I feel like I like AoE. It just feels nicer with normal firebird builds when you're using Blizzard more often, and maybe even using Serpent Sparker so you could use Hydra damage. I feel like it has more AoE to clear trash faster, cause Explosive Blast doesn't really hit that much. It's only 12 yards, which is a little annoying actually. I feel like if it had 20 yards or something like that, it would be much better. I can just quickly showcase the skills as well now. Blazer, Safe Passage, Apocalypse Blizzard, and then I like to change this one out to whatever I like. And you don't really need Molten Impact, I just use it for now to kind of play around with it. You could go with Prismatic Armor, Force Armor as well, whatever you like. Even more damage as well with Weapon buff. I like to use mirror images for crowd control, and I do take illusionist. You could take something else with illusionist, but since I'm both using mirror images and teleport, illusionist helps a lot. Audacity is of course needed, and blurs is good as well. So let's try to clear this. Now the good thing with illusionist is that you can teleport pretty fast out again. It helps a lot on these kinda nastier pulls. Oh, a little legendary there. Now, as you see, that was pretty fast clear. I would say it's about as fast as a normal Firebird build there. Um, Obviously, you cannot kill ranged mobs that quick. It's kind of like a lot of running around and chasing mobs with when awoke, cause yeah, that's the problem again. I just feel like it lacks a bit of chasing power. Whereas the normal Vanderwall build is it just seems faster in some situations. Sometimes if you want to really max your damage as well, you should just die, really stay in and do as much damage as possible, and then just take the hits and use your passive and set. That is just sometimes needed. Uh, it's kind of like a suicide way to play, but I feel like it's actually pretty good for Vanderwall to kind of just die and use your passive all the time. Really, just when you see it off cooldown, then you just use it. It's only every 45 seconds, so you might as well just go for that pretty often. Now another elite pack here. Anywho, there's definitely many ways to get some survival as well for this build. You don't have to rely on teleport or maybe even frostnova or anything. You can live without those things, but I just feel like this build is also very rewarding if you want to take a risk. That's kind of the whole point of the build, to take a risk. Maybe you die a little more often than normal Firebird builds. You definitely die more. You will die more, but I feel like sometimes it's faster and more fun, and it's kind of just another way to play Firebirds until we wizards get another build that we can play. Right now, everyone has to use Firebirds, so if you can use Firebirds in a different way, that's always fun. Now, of course, not everyone is gonna find not everyone's gonna find Wand of Woe. It's a pretty rare wand. I've only found it twice since 2.1 and never before then. So yeah, that's the main issue for this build for a lot of people. Definitely, I chased it a lot as well before the patch, and now suddenly I looted in the new patch here, so that was kind of odd. twice. The first one wasn't that good a roll, but this one is a little better. So I'm quite happy with my current wand. Anywho, as you can see, the clearing speed has been pretty okay, and it's not like I've been going for it. Have to talk as well. So as you see there, another elite pack dies pretty fast. Oh, that's a pretty nasty pack as well. Let's see if we can do this one without dying. I'm gonna teleport out there. Wow, that was a annoying pack. Anywho, it died pretty fast as well. Now let's do the rift bus. You really just want to stay in on the melee mobs. Let's hope that I don't die now when I just said that, but yeah, you might want to run around a bit on melee mobs. Don't get always hit by them, but you should move when you're fighting melee. That is at least how I feel. So, last bit of health now. Alrighty. And that was it for the bus. Anywho, thanks for watching and goodbye.